Hey guys, in this video I'm going to be teaching you how to multiply and divide rational functions. You should have a fill in the blank notes in front of you, so please follow along and write yourself additional notes as you need. So first I'd like to talk about how you would reduce 12/18ths. So the wrong way to do it is think about it as, oh well, 12 is the same as 11 plus 1 is 8, and 18 is the same as 11 plus 7, so here we can cancel our 11s. And we're left with, that should probably be 1 over 7. See, I can't even do wrong math correctly. So this is just false in general. You cannot do this, okay? You cannot cancel 11s when they're being added to something. However, in this case, if you separate it to be 6 times 2 over 6 times 3, the 6's do cancel out because this is the same as 6 divided by 6. And yeah, we can just divide by a 6. So you're left with 2/3. So the moral of the story is things have to be multiplied if you want to cancel them. They cannot be added. So keeping that in mind throughout this lesson, if I gave you an example like x plus 6 times x plus 2 over x plus 3 times x plus 6, because we're multiplying, we can cancel things. So we can cancel these x plus 6's, because it's the same as 1, and we're left with x plus 2 over x plus 3. And then we're done this problem. For this example, 2x cubed minus 10x squared plus 12x over 6x cubed minus 6x squared minus 12x, we have to factor first. So remember, when you're factoring, you should always factor out the greatest common factor first. So in our numerator, that's going to be a 2x. 2x cubed divided by 2x is just x squared. Negative 10x squared divided by positive 2 is negative 5x. And 12x divided by 2x is positive 6x. We need to keep it in a fraction. Denominator, we can factor out a 6x. So 6x cubed divided by 6x is x squared. Negative 6x squared divided by positive 6 is negative x. And negative 12 divided by positive 6x is going to be negative 2. Now what we need to do is factor again. So this time we're going to factor these two quadratics. So we need to bring down our 2x, and then what multiplies to 6 and adds to negative 5? So that should be x minus 2 times x minus 3, right? You can double check that. So negative 2 times negative 3 is positive 6. I don't know why I have an x there. And then negative 2 minus 3 is negative 5. So I believe that we're good. So now our denominator, we still have that 6x. We ask ourselves, what multiplies to negative 2 and adds to negative 1? So I believe that's negative 2 and positive 1. So again, we can double check. Negative 2 times 1 is negative 2. Negative 2 plus 1 is negative 1. So now we're at the point where, are there any factors we can cancel? And we can cancel out this x minus 2 over x minus 2. But then we also have to pay attention to this. So 2 over 6 reduces to 1/3, and our x's will cancel. So this is going to be x minus 3 over 3 times x plus 1. And that's our final answer. I am going to have to write really small for the next problem. So here, this is kind of a similar idea. Can we cancel anything out? So these x's, these y's will cancel. These z's will cancel. And we can go from there so that we can multiply now. So 30 times 25, you can do that in your calculator, and you get 750. x squared times x is x cubed, and we're over 600. So then you could use your calculator. What is 750 over 600? What does that reduce to? And hopefully you get 5/4. And then we're good. But an issue is what if you don't have a calculator? So, or what if you're bad at using your calculator? So what you need to do is make things smaller before you make things bigger. Which means if we're going to look at this problem, 400m cubed b to the 4th times, or over 24v times 8v cubed over 50m to the 5th. So what we want to do here is I would ask myself, well, what is 400? So we could rewrite this as 4 times 100 over, what is 24 the same as? So you got 4 times 8? Just kidding. 6. And then we have m cubed b to the 4th for v. Right, so what I'm trying to get you guys to notice is I can divide out of 4. Now we could keep expanding this. And simplify from there. So like 100, I could divide it by 6, but I'm dividing by 50 over here, so maybe I'll think, okay, well, what's 100 divided by 50? So this will be 1, and 100 divided by 50, this is going to change to a 2. So let's rewrite that. Actually, we got a 6 here and an 8 here, so we could simplify those even more. So 6 and 8 are both divisible by 2. What's 6 divided by 2? 3. What's 8 divided by 2? 4. So now this is going to become a 2, this will become a 4, this will become a 3, and this becomes a 1. So we can't simplify that anymore. So now I need to look at my variables. If I have m cubed and m to the 5th, remember you can subtract. So 3 minus 5. So this is just going to be 1. And m to the 5th becomes m squared. Another way, here's some scrap work if you need to think about it, would be m times m times m, if you forget this from Algebra 1, over m times m times m times m times m. Do I have 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So m times m, or m divided by m is 1. These cancel, and you're left with m squared. So that's why this is happening. So I can do the same thing with my v's. If I have a v here and v cubed here, this is going to become v squared. And then I'm left with my b to the 4th. So now I'm just going to go and rewrite everything. So I've got 2 times 1 times 4. So that's going to be 8. And then I've got a b to the 4th and a v squared. Divided by 3 times 1, so 3, and m squared. And then you can double check stuff. So 8 over 3 doesn't reduce, b, v, and m, those can't reduce anymore, so I have to be done. If it helps you, you can expand these even more. So you don't have to cancel out this way. You could expand it, so like the numerator, instead of, I don't know, from 400, you could say it's 2 times 2 times 2 times 5 times 2 times 5 times m times m times m, but that takes up a lot of space. It's your only issue. Okay, moving on. So, if you have a problem like this, 3x over x plus 1 times 5x squared minus 5x minus 10 over x squared plus 3x times 2x squared minus 3x minus 9 over 30x minus 60. So what you're going to want to do is factor as much as you can. So I'm going to start, I can keep this as 3x over x plus 1. This, though, I can factor it to 5, and it becomes x squared minus minus x. I'm making a lot of silly mistakes today. Minus 2. Denominator, factor out the greatest common factor, so that's going to be an x, and we're left with 2x plus 3 times. Here, you're going to want to factor by grouping. So since I don't have much room, I'm going to do some scrap work, but then I'm going to erase it. So maybe do this in your notebook. So remember, if I have 2x squared minus 3x minus 9, I'll do a times c, so 2 times negative 9 is negative 18, and b is negative 3. So what multiplies to negative 18 and adds to be negative 3? So that's going to be, what, negative 6 and positive 3? Negative 6 times 3 is negative 18, negative 6 plus 3 is negative 3. So we rewrite it as 2x squared minus 6x plus 3x minus 9. Factor out the greatest common factor, so 2x, and we're left with x minus 3. Greatest common factor is 3 times x minus 3. So my factors are going to be 2x plus 3 and x minus 3. And then my denominator can factor out 30. And we're left with x minus 2. So now is the fun part where you kind of get to go around and cancel things. So, oh, just kidding. I need to factor this a little bit more. So 3 over x plus 1 times 5 times what multiplies to negative 2 and adds to negative 1, x minus 2 times x plus 1. Stays x times 2x plus 3, and we already factored this completely, which is nice. Alright, now we can cancel. So 2x minus 3 will cancel with 2x minus 3, x minus 2, x minus 2, x plus 1, x plus 1. And then we've got a 5 here, so that can become a 1 because 30 divided by 5 is 6. I don't think we can simplify anything else, so now we just multiply. So 3 times 1 times x minus 3 is going to be... Oh wait, just kidding. 3 becomes 1. 6 divided by 3 is 2. So our numerator is going to be x minus 3, and our denominator is going to be x times 2. So 2x. My goodness, but I made a mistake, so that's not right. Sorry guys, I'm not remaking this video. So this should have been a 3x, which means these x's actually cancel. So it's x minus 3 divided by 2. Hopefully you guys are noticing this without me. So on that lovely note, why don't you guys try to do the next example with your group mates? Same kind of stuff. I would pause the video now, and I'll go over it in a second. We got 4x times x minus 2 over x plus 5. As far as work goes, so factoring the numerator, you get 4 times x minus 2. Factoring the denominator, difference of squares, x plus 5 times x minus 5. Factoring this, you can turn it into a fraction as x squared minus 5x over 1, and factor out an x. And the other things that actually cancel are an x minus 5. Alright, so now we're going to talk about dividing a fraction. We talked about these before, so 2/3 divided by 5/6 is going to be the same as 2/3 times 6/5. So then we can just simplify. So 3 and 6. 6 is divisible by 3, so that becomes a 2. So this is going to become 4/5.